Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Was out on the bike yesterday, got way too sunburned. Just gonna have to wait for it to fade. I've been putting aloe vera on myself. Let's talk about wisdom. There's a certain level of confidence that comes with wisdom. You find your wisdom in confidence. When you build self-confidence, you can tap into a layer of wisdom that has been laying dormant. You may have been stockpiling lessons, but not really going back over them. Like taking notes in a class, but never reading them again, never going back to them. You have piles of notes. A lot of people don't look within when they have questions, because our first response that we're taught as kids is to ask. Ask an adult, ask an authority figure, ask someone smarter. All of those things are fine for children, but that as we become adult, we wonder, well, who's my authority? What if I'm the boss? Who's my parent? What if I'm the parent? I'm the father. What if your parents are dead? What if you have nobody to turn to like that? Where do you find your wisdom when you don't have someone to ask? And that's the key. The answer's in the question. You find your wisdom. We all need to spend more time realizing our wisdom. That's what I mean by finding it. Part of it is building it. I mean, you're not born wise. However, I will say this, and some people don't believe it. I don't care if you believe it or not, because I do. There is a wisdom of the universe. There's knowledge that's out there in the cosmos. And if you are in tune with nature, in tune with yourself, find that mind, body, and soul connection, you can access those records, that cosmic database of information. All the answers, all the knowledge in the universe is encoded, genetically encoded within you. Through your DNA, we can trace the whole history of the human race, if not the planet, if not the entire universe. You're made up. Your atoms are made up of star material. You have to stop asking people for advice. There's nothing wrong with having a support group and bouncing ideas off of people. That's a healthy way to go forward. No leader knows it all. That's frustrating when we run across a boss who thinks they know it all and refuses to take advice. A boss who doesn't have a really good consigliere, a good right-hand man. That's a weak boss. That's a boss that's not going to last long. But you have more answers inside of you than you realize. I talk about this in other ways where we have more power, more strength than we realize, that you could tap into strength, that you don't have to have an energy bar or a power, one of those fucking drinks I see these idiots. Why do people drink that crap? You know those energy drinks? Oh, they're full of caffeine. Stop consuming caffeine. I consume zero grams of caffeine. None, zero. I'm getting ready to go to the gym after I make this video. I don't have any pre-workout bullshit. Why don't you just do up some cocaine? Oh, I don't do drugs. What's the fucking difference? You don't need motivation. You don't need strength from something, from another source. That's the point. You don't need motivation from another source. You have a well of determination, desire, strength, knowledge. You have a library of that shit, and you're not reading any of those books. They're all just sitting there collecting dust. Very oftentimes when I become anxious, Because anxiety is a forward projected fear. You don't really know what's going to happen. Start coming up with scenarios. When I start feeling anxiety, I find my confidence in reminding myself that I have more knowledge than I realize. That I allow myself to realize more knowledge than I am. That I allow more knowledge to flow through me. The answers that I seek will come to me. Having that sort of peace of mind, it's like, when you lost your house keys, or maybe your cell phone, and you're searching around the house frantic to find it, and you start panicking, I gotta find it, and you've gone into these scenarios, I got all my phone numbers in there, how am I gonna be able to drive my car? You go through these little panicky anxieties. What if this, what if that? Many times, the way to find that lost item is to go take a breath, sit down, calm down. And as you're calming yourself and kind of pushing aside that narrow focus, you can have an expanded focus. And that expanded focus is how we gain access to that cosmic record, that database of knowledge. And you'll find that like a lightning bolt, just like a spark into your thought stream, that, oh yeah, the keys are in my pocket, the pocket of my other pants. Oh yeah, they're in those shorts that I tried on or I wore for a little bit. The answers come to you. Oftentimes when we're feeling lost, we turn to others and ask them questions in this frantic, tell me, like a beggar looking for food. I'm starving for water and I need you to give me some nourishment. Please give me the answer. And as kids, we do this. Your parents get sick of you. This is one of the ways that I built confidence in myself, was in my knowledge, was when I realized that I was truly alone. That my parents didn't really have the answers for me. They didn't really know. They could give me their best assessment. And that works well when you're a complete idiot in your teenage years. But as you get older and you build a little of your own wisdom, you realize, well, hey, wait a minute, Dad. That doesn't sound like good advice. I probably won't be doing that, Mom. I'm not going to do that at all. That's craziness. And you have these realizations because you start to know better. You start to gain your own wisdom. You don't need to turn to your friends, your buddies. Oftentimes they don't really know. I've run across some complex personal dilemmas and my buddies were useless to me. And it's easy to kind of get angry at people and be like, well, I've always been there for you. Why can't you man up and be there for me? This friendship seems one-sided. Your best friend may not know. They may not be smart enough to know. They may not have the wisdom. You can't force someone to be wiser than they are. Oftentimes we want to take the easy way out. We want to take the lazy way out. We want someone to decide for us. This is the annoying conversation you have with your girlfriend on a Friday night about where to go to eat. And she's like, well, I don't care. And we used to have this conversation with a girl that I dated. And I would just pick someplace. It'd be frustrating because sometimes we'd get there and she'd be like, oh, I don't like the menu. We sat for 30 minutes trying to figure out what you wanted to eat, and you finally just said, anywhere, I don't care, just go anywhere. She knew what she wanted to eat. Everybody knows what they want. If you don't know what you want, sit down. Stop focusing on it. Stop wanting. And those answers will come to you. What you need becomes obvious when you tap into who you really are. Your real self, your true self, is a wise wanderer, a wise warrior. Stop playing this game of being naive. Stop letting this fantasy of this inner child steer your ship, you know? He's driving your ship, internalizing things like a kid. Simple questions come up, and 90% of people out there are just kind of lost these days. Well, I don't know. You do know. You do know. Stop playing games with yourself and find your wisdom. Thanks for watching.